Zarzak has been waiting. An ancient nexus, long abandoned. Now ruled by the insurgents. The fearless. The deathless. Trust is rare among our kind.
EvE.
Yet here you are, compelled by my invitation. I offer you a haven, a fortress, hidden from the empires. I have given it life. It feeds on me. And in return, it yields knowledge, gifts, power. Prepare your forces for chaos on the front lines. Harness the might of Capsuleers with the promise of riches. And together, we will unlock Zarzak's secrets. One by one.
Damn, that trailer's pretty fire right there, man. Like that, like the EvE cinematics have always been the best. What I missed about the old vibe of EvE is everything, like the economy. I think when Pro Abyss bought it, and Pro Abyss started like focusing on skins, and I think it kind of ruined the game. I made a video about 2 years ago saying how EvE was dead, and I think it's probably because of the choices that Pro Abyss have taken moving forward that gives it more of a kid feel, you know. And again, I haven't played EvE since I played EvE like 7 years straight, from 2006 to 2013. I had a Galantian main character, Galant, and my alt characters. I had Caldari, I had an Amarian, I had a Mimitar. I had all the races. I even wanted to. I always wanted them to open up Jovian space for those of you who are EvE nerds. And you know, really, I miss it. I miss it. I lived it. I lived it for 7 years. I just don't think it's the same EvE that it used to be. I really don't. But that trailer's fire. Right. What? Wait. This is like what they tried to do with Dust when they tried to do the cross-platform with the PlayStation. They tried to cross-platform the Dust. Wait a second. Don't pull me back in. Oh God, this is like heroin to me, man. I cannot get back into this. What is going on here? They failed miserably with the cross-platform play at Dust, man. You remember what they tried to do with Dust? I respected what they were trying to do with Dust, bring it in the ground game, but they screwed it all up. The implementation, the execution of Dust was horrible. But like, wow, if they are bringing in FPS to EvE Online, you better watch out. You better watch out. That looks pretty fucking good too. Oh shit. Okay, they just upped their game. Like, I gotta give them props for that. This decision is a good decision if they do it right. If they do this right, hold on a second. I got more here. Let's check out more what's going on here. I knew something like this was going to happen. EvE future is FPS. Okay, let's see.
EvE Online developers are creating their own FPS game announced today at FanFest called EvE Vanguard. So in this video, I'm going to convince you that this will be the next great FPS game of our time. So if you want your gaming news and all things EvE Online...
Dude, people in EvE got to be so excited. They've been waiting for something like this for ages. There's been so many times where I've wanted to actually be in person format. They actually tried to do that, and then they stopped because they realized that nobody played that way. that more people were just focused on the pods and the ships and doing space things rather than worried about being in character and being in a character modeling. I thought that was cool when they started to go that route. I think right before I left, they were getting into that. My dad was huge. My dad actually introduced me to EVE Online. Props to my dad. I miss the shit out of him. We both loved our sci-fi, and my dad introduced me to EVE Online, and him and I both played in the same corp, man. It was awesome. It was awesome. Props to my dad.
And you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and EVE Vanguard enjoyer for the better part of 10 years now, and this is Dust 2. excuse me, EVE Vanguard. We don't talk about Dust here, thank you very much. Vanguard is in universe with EVE Online from day one. This means that your actions inside EVE Vanguard are going to affect the world of EVE Online and vice versa. Vanguard is confirmed, built in Unreal Engine 5, and oh boy, does it look pretty. So if you want to try this out in December of this year, they are going to be doing a limited launch test. The devs are calling this launch test First Strike, and it's going to be open to anybody that has Omega. So if you play EVE Online and you get Plex, you can pay for Omega and then play Vanguard. All of this for free. That's a pretty good system if you ask me. The game features a PvPvE element, also known as PvX, player versus everything, where you're going to be fighting against both NPCs.
Can we get applause for that? All right. My question is, are the experiences integrated? Are what you're doing on the ground directly correlated to the assets in game so that the assets are actually being used, bought off the market, and being put on the ground like Dust was supposed to? That's my question. Is this FPS version of EVE that we're seeing actually correlated with the experience of what's happening? Because that's what we all wanted from the very get-go, you know? Or is this just like a separate experience?
And players in the same instance. Now, this is said to be an extraction style shooter similar to Dead Drop or Tarkov. Players are going to collect loot from NPCs and other crates. You're going to beat NPCs and other players while you're trying to finish contracts, and then the fun begins. Later in the video, we're going to talk about how you can keep your loot. The devs also talked about how this is going to be a solo or group activity with parties up to 3 players, so you can play it solo, but good luck soloing a roaming band of vanguards. Now, before we talk about how you're going to get loot from a downed bulkhead on planet, we are super excited about all the new EVE titles coming out, and we want to give back to the community more than we normally do. So in this video, we're going to be giving away 1 billion ISK worth of skins. Now, I'm an EVE partner, so we get skins to give away to you. So if you do these 3 things, you're going to be entered in to win this contest. The first thing is you have to be subscribed. My bot's going to know if you're not subbed. The second thing is you're going to go to the comments and type stoked for Vanguard. You got to let me know that you're excited for this. And the third thing, winner per video, but for this, we're going to do multiples. So even if you don't win 1 skin, you have the potential to win 2, 3. The loot that you're gonna get. The devs have confirmed that Vanguard is gonna launch with 1 large open map, with the focal point being a massive shipwreck. Spilled loot all over the place. Main idea that's talked about is if there's a space battle in EVE, this can translate to an on-planet battle inside of Vanguard. I know, I'm excited too. Now, as always...
Okay, that's what we want. That's what we want. That's what the hope was since the very inception of this idea, to be boots on ground, that it's all integrated with everything that you're doing in space on EVE Online.
You are never safe in EVE.
In order to secure your loot, you need to extract out of the area. What you're going to do is you're going to place down an evac point. Then you have to defend that point. Once placed down, this is not something quiet, that said. This is essentially an alarm that alerts everybody to your position. If you played similar games, you already know how this goes. We watched an EVE dev place down their extraction beacon and promptly get sniped by an opposing squad. Needless to say, it's not going to be easy to get your loot out. Ooh,
good.
Tough luck. Also confirmed, when you die, you do lose your gear and loot. This is stuff you bring in and stuff you've gathered in instance. Not explicitly confirmed, but the devs are playing on PCs, so I feel like that's PC confirmed. No word on consoles or anything like that yet. And all that to say, the EVE universe just keeps expanding for the better. And I hinted on this earlier in the video, but I really think that CCP is doing some innovative stuff here. Stuff that no other gaming studio is doing.
Dude, not only that, but we've been asking for this for like over a decade. You know, on the innovation front, you know, that comment is a little late. It's about 10 years late. We've been wanting something like this to hit forever for EVE Online. Forever. Innovation. Innovation would have been if they did this years ago when everybody wanted this to happen. That would have been innovation.
CCP's been around for 20 years and keeps just doing better and better. 2023 was an incredible.
That's not true, man. They've been dropping the ball, man. They've been dropping the ball a lot. Like, I'm glad that they're going. You know, kudos for them for doing this, though.
Incredible year for EVE Online, and now we get a second game to go alongside of it. This is just great. I'm super excited.
I would be much happier if I know that the integration was real, right, Mad Style? You're totally metal. I totally get it, bro. I want like a seamless kind of experience where it's all just integrated. I'm totally spoiled on Star Citizen having that seamless kind of vibe. I want it with EVE Online too. If EVE Online could do that, holy shit, I'd come back in a heartbeat.
That's it. And sure, there's studios like Midnight Society that are doing similar.
UE5, dude. I've been telling people left and right about Unreal Engine, and people continue to disbelieve me, man. In order to listen, I'm hearing from devs on some really big projects using Unreal Engine, and they're telling me how easy it is, how it makes producing easier, how production is like 10 times faster with it.
Similar things, but those aren't really launched.
People aren't believing me. I'm talking directly to people working in it, and people still aren't believing me about Unreal Engine 5, man.
Yet EVE Online has been here for 2 decades, and it looks like for many more.
Yeah, well, let's hope that they actually don't fumble the ball on this. Don't fumble the ball on this. I'm saying that as a hardcore EVE Online player and gamer from the old school days, and I know all these new kids playing now, they don't have the vibe of what EVE Online used to be. Get out of my face like you know what EVE Online used to be. You got like a skeleton of what EVE Online used to be, man. These kids tell me to stop talking trash on EVE Online. Dude, I grew up in it. I breathed EVE Online. I was born out of EVE Online. And these kids coming up to me saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, man. Fuck you. I grew up in it. Fucking A.